be a
Hinge things
herbalist.
That was everyone at once. I don't even know what I'll do about that. I'll probably. It's fine. Well, welcome to As It Is Below, a Brindlewood Bay actual play campaign from Looking for Mom ttrpg. Special shout out to Secret Family and Family Secrets. You're loved. We can't talk about it yet. Here on Looking for Mom, we've got a lot going on. Just some highlights. We still have Alien, Humblewood, City of Mist, Mothership 1E are all going right now. We are going to put out a Roulier Watch 2-shot, hopefully here within the next 2 weeks or so. Chthonic horror crossed with Baywatch glamour, just in time for spooky season. We've got a podcast going on right now. I believe The Electric State has just put out its 8th episode today as of when we're recording this, so there might even be another by the time you're seeing this. And we're getting some Blade Runner action soon, so subscribe to the channel. You can get updates about all of that, especially for our live games, and learn more about what we're doing while we're out looking for Mom. Today, we are playing Brindlewood Bay, and we're jumping back into Squatch Your Step, a Sweeps Week mystery written by Michael Van Vliet. You can find a link to Michael's stuff below. It's all fabulous. And you should go watch the other 2 episodes of this, and then the other 10 episodes before that. We're not biased. We just think you should watch the rest of it. There's some good stuff. There's some glory, there's some trauma, there's some explosions, all sorts of things. I'm going to do a little recap anyway, even though I'm sure you just paused and went back and watched the other 10 episodes if you haven't, and then the 11th one, and then the 12th one, and this is 13. But last time on As It Is Below, we squatched our mavens right into, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to restart. I'm so excited about saying the word squatch. Last time on As It Is Below, we squatched our mavens get right into the tangled, hairy thick of it. While Marina tried and failed to speak to Brian Wukalar, Taya and Violet met taxidermist Nikki Naff, a true believer, and had some odd things to say. While Violet got caught in an explosive lie to undercover FBI agent and hardcore gang member Tiki Ricky, Taya was able to sneak inside the abducted champion Champlin Bellows. I put all those words together. His trailer, where Taya found an intricately carved Bigfoot totem. Meanwhile, Violet traded barbs with her new frenemy, and Marina went traipsing into the woods to look around, only to find herself get swept up in the action. The action in this case being a giant net trap set by big game and Bigfoot hunter Alexander Hurst Craven III. A Crown of the Cryptid was used, which introduced some true nightmare fodder that we hadn't yet really seen in new ways, and Marina was grounded once more and found half of a ransom note out there in the woods before being reunited, all the 3 of you. Struck up a conversation with Marge, our NYC enthusiast and co-judge, in which you learned that there's a possible cheater in the midst here at Bigfoot Days who is using contraband recordings, aka yodeling tapes, to practice their squatch call. Then you guys went on a hike, and absolutely nothing horrible happened out there. Not at all. You went out into the woods in an attempt to get a clearer view by heading up to the Fire Watch Tower, and we had a second Crown of the Cryptid to prevent conditions across the board, but that didn't prevent our mouths from gasping as it was revealed through tense conversation that the hardcore, a motorcycle gang that travels the Atlantic coast, knows Taya's ex-wife and deceased partner. Whether or not it'll continue to be bad blood between Taya and the group remains to be seen, as a lot of them have all convened atop the abandoned Fire Watch Tower to commune and watch the sunset in the fall foliage. That is where we left off with the three of you. I think Taya and Marina, you get toured together, sort of huddled up. T-Bone, our lovely hardcore gang member, motorcycle gang member, who met you all and let you up after some hostile's not the right word, but it was damn near close.
Tense.
Yeah, tense, blunt, uncomfy.
Abrasive?
For those of us. Abrasive, yes. Abrasive. Conversation let you all up to the top. Violet and T-Bone are together. Marina and Taya are together, and several members of the hardcore are up here in the Firewatch Tower. We ended with the sun getting close to its setting pattern as the day has been mostly spent. You guys are up here in the Fire Lookout Tower. It's taller than all the trees in this area, as it needs to be for the purpose it once served, though now it is abandoned. You've climbed several flights of stairs, had a sort of awkward introduction in which T-Bone just said they'll introduce themselves when they're ready about the lot of you to the motorcycle gang, though it seems that many of those present know exactly who at least one of you are by context and association throughout the day. Here, there's notepads, a radio, portable battery, binoculars, some cheap old books, a door that probably should have been locked but obviously isn't, as different members of the motorcycle gang noticeably absent. Tiki Ricky. This space is currently in use. It also has a little bit of a balcony. Let's sort of go around the horn and check in on how we're feeling. Because although it's been a week for us, it's been mere moments since the very awkward walk up all these flights of stairs. So we're going to start with Violet, then Marina, then Taya here. Violet.
I think Violet's, after the walk up, Violet's a little defensive for her friend. But I think she's also, confused and concerned are warring against each other because she doesn't know. Like, obviously, there's some history here that she didn't know about. And she's concerned about, like, Taya can strongly respond sometimes, but usually she doesn't quite jump the gun that hard, that aggressive, shall we say. So she is, confused and concerned about Taya.
Usually it's 0 to 50 and then 50 to 100.
Yes.
This was 0 to 100 plus.
0 to like 150. Just
yes.
Boom. Yes.
Absolutely. You've got sort of a T-Bone on your arm, though once you are all up there, he'll sort of pull it back. And I'm going to remember about this bird.
Yeah.
I won't forget.
Okay.
I might even get it tattooed. It's sick as hell.
Oh, you have to send it to me if you do. That would be so cool. I have a really fuzzy picture that, it might not help, but like maybe it would help.
Oh, maybe. And I think maybe we get like a little bit of like you trying to pull out your phone, him trying to get.
Yeah. And there's
like no service whatsoever.
No service. And like Violet probably keeps putting the number in wrong, but he can like see it and he's like, no. And like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of technological horror happening just right there. I'm trying to figure it out. As our camera sort of moves past the two of you and we find Marina. What are you sitting with right now, Marina?
I think as we're kind of entering this space and seeing so many more people kind of give looks, like knowing looks over to Taya, I think Marina has to be like a little bit also like defensive of like, who do I have to beat up? Like very much like looking like what are these vibes? Are any of them gonna be mean to Taya or like tell her anything? And I think she's very like tense in the possibility of somebody else kind of bringing up feelings that Taya maybe doesn't want brought up right now. But Marina for sure has heard and knows of Taya's former partner, but is trying to push back the feelings of what don't I know, to be there for her. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For both of you, very kind to immediately be like, well, what do I have to do to make this better? Even though the very real possibility that you don't have all of the information. And the likely reality is you heard T-Bone at the start, you know, just he didn't even have to say that much to cause such a reaction. That there are things that that Taya hasn't told you. Or doesn't trust you with. Taya.
All the seeds. That was way too spicy, Sydney.
What are you feeling right now?
Oh gosh, I think Taya is just like overwhelmed with like so many feelings, like guilt, jealousy, bitterness, and like she has worked so hard to develop this sort of like trying to settle for my life is good enough, and then suddenly like the rug is pulled out from under her and she's back into this whirlwind of like emotions and memories, and she's not happy about it.
Yeah. And no clear way to run, right? You're up here on this rickety ass tower. You can't just hop on a bike and go away from this. This is present and surrounding and oppressive. You know, the dole of the chatter, the little whispers, the way that you have no idea how many of these people were there when you weren't, or what those relationships were like. You can guess, but this thickness hangs on the fire watchtower as the sun starts to become more brilliant as it's hitting different layers in the sky, and an uneasiness all around. I think a member eventually, she's got giant plugs, a tattoo that comes all the way up to the chin, and bright like purple hair with some sort of design shaved in the back, though it seems like maybe it's grown out over the past couple of days. It's not as clear anymore. Sort of goes up to you all, to Marina and Taya specifically, because I imagine the two of you are still right next to one another. Hi, I'm Crank.
Marina. Hi, nice to meet you, Crank.
That's 3 syllables. That's so much. You just go like Mar or Na or Reen. Reen's good.
You can call me Reen. Sure.
Cool.
Taya's gonna take Marina's hand like to her side and give it like just a light squeeze, not like looking at her, and then just move to like the back corner, like let go of her hand obviously, and then drift over to the back corner of the firehouse.
Did I say something wrong? I mean, I can call you your full name. I didn't know that was going to be offensive to your bodyguard.
No, it's. I'll just kind of like give her like a little. No, it's. You're okay. You didn't do anything.
Okay. I gotta be honest. I only joined up maybe like 6 months ago, and it is so awkward up here. You ever, you like walk into the wrong room, or like it's supposed to be a surprise party, but you're not the person that the surprise party is for, and you open the door and everyone's just sort of staring at you. That's kind of what this feels like, but in a worse way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't feel too great. Like I could feel the tension in this room.
Which
Or
is crazy.
yeah,
Barely a room.
yeah, it's not really even a room. Um,
Have a stomach ache or something. I'm sorry. And you tell your friend I'm sorry too. She starts like panicking and backing up out of this.
yeah, I think it's best to just let it pass. Yeah.
Another member sort of comes up to intercept, watching Crank like turn her wheels and spin and fail in this interaction with you, Marina. Um, they are noticeably the only non-tattooed member that's up here right now. Just angelic skin. Hard to determine age, looks just young. Like they've probably got a regimen and they follow it. Um, think like what's her name? Cynthia Ervio, or from Wicked, who plays
Ooh,
the new
yes.
Belinda. Like, yes,
Beautiful.
gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Um, Still with the same sort of decked out leather, the little like shaft of wheat that signifies their group patches, but yeah, just effervescent, just
Oh,
an elegant person underneath all of that. Sort
love
of, all right, Crank, take a breath. This was a good test run. You came up and you talked to a person. Now go smoke a joint. And sort of just like turns Crank away.
It's okay.
Kids.
She did great.
Yeah, I think this was you know, she's new and she obviously doesn't get the nuance of the situation, but she's got a good heart and needed a place to go, and
Yeah,
we provide that. So,
that's really lovely.
thanks. I'm Debris.
Oh, you guys got pretty cool names.
Oh, thank you. I just sort of chose it for my,
Yeah.
when you, yeah. Um, how do you know Taya?
Well, we're very good, friends, and we've known each other a long time. Yeah, we're there for each other. She's my family.
Hmm. Oh, good. I'm gonna sort of do a blanket apology here, maybe for everyone. Family wise, we have known of Taya, and I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I mean, like, we're doing that for Crank. She looks over, and Crank is just like trying to light something and failing.
Greg.
Classic Crank. But grief's a funny thing, I think. It can warp the way that you remember and the way that you hold space for things that are in the past. It is hardcore, as people in this group like to think that they are. There's a lot, I think, maybe we as just human beings tend to hold on to. So if there's one, that the vibes are just atrocious, but two, if there's any sort of not hostility, but just gruffness. I'm sorry. Not all of us have done the shadow work to really move past family issues. And I'll apologize, of course, to Taya when they look like I'm not gonna get punched if I go over there.
Yeah, that might be for the best. But I know it's complicated, and I don't know to what extent it's complicated really, but I just ask that you treat her with kindness.
Of course. It's what Grace would have wanted.
Okay. Well, it was nice meeting you, and I'm happy to share this space with you in this lovely night.
Yeah. You wanna smoke?
Oh yeah.
I thought so. You guys like turn to
Absolutely.
You guys go help Crank light something up.
Like lights it effortlessly.
Incredible. Our camera's gonna move. I think we're gonna hit Violet back up before we go to Taya here. Violet, you and T-Bone have finally figured out how to. You've pulled up the picture, and T-Bone is taking a picture of your picture onto his phone since there's no service and you can't send it.
Yeah, and I think it looks even blurrier, if that's even possible, than it did on Violet.
T-Bone's got a Nokia, so it
like,
is
it's
pixelated to all hell.
Yeah, it's like maybe bird-shaped. A bird-shaped white blob.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that'll work. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sort of look up a regular raven and then like make it white and then look at this. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting it like, like those sort of, I've got a little space behind my ear and he like turns around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right there. Okay.
Sort of a filler piece,
Yeah. You can tell people all about it. And if you've got some time, you could, go to Brindlewood Bay, try to find it yourself. It's a pretty fun thing to do.
I'll keep a lookout next time we go through. We sort of make these routes up and down the coastline every couple months or so. We do a big old drive. We do some fundraisers. We sort of, we try to keep the wheels moving. Take contracts where we can, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, do you guys come here every year to the?
Yeah, we didn't come last year. That's because we were busy. And time management with this size of group is hell. You could not believe the Excel spreadsheets we are burning through. But we've been the years before.
Okay.
So
is Tiki Ricky involved in those spreadsheets?
Oh, you met Tiki Ricky?
Yeah, just back at the main shindig over there.
Yeah, he's sort of got a fear of heights, so when I told him we were coming up here, he was like, "No way!" And I was like, "You do you, man."
Yeah.
So, is he in the spreadsheet? I mean, like, yeah, it's a shared drive. So
okay. How long is
like
one you guys?
Google. About a year or so.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cool dude. He knows a lot about bombs, which is useful.
Yeah, like, do you guys use a lot of bombs? Like,
oh no,
I've never been in a motorcycle gang. You gotta forgive me. It's just not my life experience.
No, the only bombs we drop are about positivity and fundraising for at-risk youth. And,
oh, nice.
Like capitalism is a hell on earth, and that just common basic decency stuff. So
yeah, well, that's pretty sweet.
No real bombs though.
That's good. It definitely was not basic decency to steal somebody out of their own camper. Like, that was not basic decency.
What the fuck is up with that?
Like, you see
anything?
No, did you guys
Only
like
the meddling move with presence.
Yeah.
that is gonna be a 12.
Ooh,
Yeah, I rolled a 6 and a
incredible.
5.
So a 12 on your meddling move. Normally on a 12 on a meddling move, you would get a void clue or learn about the dark conspiracy, as well as getting your regular clue. There's no void mystery sort of here happening because this is a sweepstakes mystery. So you can either learn something in this conversation about the beef between Taya and the hardcore, or you can learn something about their most recent trip through Brindlewood Bay in addition to your clue.
Oh, that's so hard. I think I'm gonna go with what Violet would want in this moment. As much as I want more Brindlewood Bay lore, I think she's like, what the fuck is going on with Taya and these folks? Like I know Taya had, an ex-wife, but like I did not know all this tea.
Incredible. You ask, did you see anything? And T-Bone has asked this back to you. And as he's sort of thinking, he's like, well, we weren't really around when the whole like announcement thing happened, like close to the anything. I mean, we didn't see anything about like the door, and that's
Oh,
it looked really fucked up afterwards.
yeah.
No, but now you mentioned like stuff that's odd. The night before, we threw sort of a 18 and up
Mm.
situation. Tiki Ricky likes to do a little comedy thing. We got the grill going, stories are swapped, bowls are hit. It's a fun time,
Nice.
pretty much I mean, besides you guys, because I don't think you guys had really kind of gotten there yet. We passed you
No.
on the road.
Yeah.
But a lot of other people came. The really big Japanese guy, the podcast girl, the Laszlo, the musician, him and his band, Captain Joe, Brian, of course, because
Yeah.
we love Brian.
Oh, seems
Um,
great.
yeah, and getting him at a good. I mean, I wouldn't want to talk to him right now. I'm sure he's stressed out of his mind, but like, I had a good time when we're all like lighting it up and telling stories about years past. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
But afterwards, we're cleaning all that shit up because leave no trace situation. We don't want anything blowing away at night.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be kind. I found like a legal pad full of. It was like, here's pancakes, and then here's like the written out version of a dog bark, and then here's music and winter, and then just like uggs and oohs and arrows pointing for intonation and some sort of like English to Bigfoot glossary, pages of it, all handwritten.
Dang. Sounds like somebody put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't believe it all of this stuff, but so I mean, it looks like maybe someone had a real fun phonetics time.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's really weird that, like, okay, there are a couple weird things, but that you found it out in the woods, because you would think in this type of group they'd be, keeping it under lock and key, something that important, but also you'd think they'd talk to people about it.
At least
Like,
to someone. I
yeah,
don't know whose it was. I mean, people are moving.
yeah,
And honestly, I did something that I was seeing a lot of extra people that maybe weren't all there.
yeah,
But that's just sort of a me experience. And maybe some others. So, sharing is caring. But
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, I think someone was just having a what do you think it would be like, and writing it down, and I don't think it's really
Well, okay, but
much.
maybe it's just maybe I've been breathing in a little too much of the air up here, but like
We cut to the smoker's corner for a second and then back.
they're like by an open window and it's blowing in instead of out.
Yeah.
What if what if it wasn't from a person? What if it was from a Bigfoot who was trying to like learn English and like was like trying to like translate their language, and they were infiltrating because they figured a Bigfoot convention was the best place to find out what people knew about them.
Okay, the Raven stuff I get. But really?
I mean, but like what if, you know? Come on, listen. All right. All right. Come here. You got like you've been here before. I thought you would know the drill. These things are way more fun when you lean into the conspiracies and then you tell other people about it, and then it's like a big game of telephone, but it's like conspiracy, and then you wait until somebody says like what you think was your conspiracy like back to you, and then you go, no, 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 man, it wasn't just one Bigfoot, it was 4 Bigfoots.
Big feet.
Exactly.
Sort of like out conspiracing the conspiracy theorist. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Well,
Yes.
to practice, Montana is Canada invading. They don't have sales tax, which that's great, but
Yeah.
it's Canada slowly invading the United States. Now you tell other people,
Okay. All right,
and
I
we'll
gotta
ramp it up.
yeah, we'll ramp it up. Like, I wonder if they're sending the snow to Montana to make it easier for them to come in.
That's good. That's good. Share it.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, that's yep, okay, we got this. We're gonna work on this.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's good. It's fun to have a little bit of levity. It's been he sort of like looks around back at Taya and the smoker's corner and the people playing cards. A little tense. Partially my
Yeah.
fault. I know. But
Well, hey, I mean, we've had a rough few months, that's for sure. We're trying to come out here for a little bit of a break. Uh
what's going
Breath of fresh
on
air.
in Brindlewood Bay? It's been I mean, every time we've been through it's been rainy, but relatively quiet the last 15
Well,
years or so.
yeah, I was gonna say, when was the last time you were back through? Because it's been the last few months, and it's
Um, we drove through in April, but the last time anything of really and you see like he catches a glance, just like nervously looking towards Taya. The last big event, the last longer amount of time, we tend to take really short trips these days.
yeah.
Well, the first time we came through, there was that sort of mudslide, roadslide situation out near the fen, and something about a pond flooding.
Oh,
And
look out for lizards when you're there, by the way. Just
okay, and we weren't going to be able to get out of town, and we didn't want to stay in fucking Faversham, and
oh
um,
god, good call.
uh, no, one of our members had been pen pals with some lady here, and we were shuffling things, moving things up and down the coast, and we met up with her at some sort of tiki themed shack bar situation,
Okay.
and she found us a place to stay. And every couple months we go back and forth, more stays, longer stays. He looks over at Tay again. Did you know Grace?
I didn't ever get to meet Grace. I came
It's a
into Taya's
shame.
life after that, but I've heard a little bit about her, but yeah, uh, not a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure there's a lot Taya would like to not say, but the last long time, probably about 15 years ago, we did the funeral. You know, treatments weren't working, cancer had spread. Pretty much at the end, we had someone from the hardcore staying up the road day in, day out just to help. We set the chairs up in the cemetery. We tore them down. We coordinated flower deliveries and donations. We paid for expenses. We buried Grace Bennett. It was a beautiful ceremony. One of the few times it hasn't rained, and we've been there.
Yeah. Violet like starts to reach a hand out and like awkwardly puts it back down, like she was gonna like pat him on the arm, but well,
It's kind of like
regard.
a. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, regardless of other things, I am sorry for your loss. Obviously, y'all. She was really important to y'all.
Yeah. And he points out a sort of, they've got their main like shaft of wheat, like hardcore gang patch that commemorates the group, but around the shoulder there is a lily of the valley. Those of us who have this one, he sort of turns and showed you. It's handmade. It's not. It's worn, especially on T-Bone's jacket. We were the ones who were, I would say, as close as family could be. I mean, we signed documents and coordinated meals, and you sort of, if you look around, you'll see a few members, including Debris, who is just absolutely ripping it with Marina right now. They're both getting so high. Yeah, I know we made a lot of trips to Brindlewood Bay. Most of them for Grace after that point, and since the funeral, not much. I thank you. It can grief has a way of sticking around whether you want it to or not, and we got to know Grace really, really well. I mean, she's like an older sister for me.
Yeah.
And she needed someone to talk to. And Nicholas is, well, yeah. But
Nicholas?
her husband, Post, he sort of moves his head over.
Taya.
Yeah. For the bits that we knew him, he was all right, but
Yeah.
didn't have much of a sense about. And honestly, I don't think she told him much, but she told us. I think for all of their arguments and the divorce and the heartbreak, that I'm sure while they were both a part of, you have to understand, I have one singular perspective that has been told to me that were instigated and then fulfilled and then abandoned. Grace loved Taya.
I know Taya
And
loved Grace.
why I came out as hot-headed as I did, because even, at the end of it all, us standing around her bed making decisions, she was still seeing past us, wondering where she was. At the end of your life, you see a lot of things, I think. So I know. He starts to hold it back a bit more. I'm sorry, you didn't. It's too much. I
Hey,
shouldn't have.
hey, it's all good. For what it's worth, I'm not trying to invalidate anything you said. I just for another perspective. I know Taya's been through a lot since then, but she's my family. I would trust her with my life. She just took a bullet trying to save a kid, and then the grocery store exploded, and it was a whole thing. But yeah, I
Noble and kind, ready to. That sounds like some of the stories I heard. Not all of them.
yeah.
Some of them.
uh
I'm so sorry. That's sort of just, you've got a very like talkable face.
it
Just
happens as you get older, you know. I mean, I had that face like before too, but like even as you get older, it just, you know, it's the grandma vibes, you know.
yeah. Well, Taya's lucky to have you all, and I'm sure you're lucky to have her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't realize how much I still had in me after all this time. You'd think you process, you do enough LSD, it just sort of moves through you, and that's not the case. God fucking damn it. And he sort of just like starts to get a little wiry about the fact he trauma dumped on you.
You know, let's
About a close friend.
yeah, let's
Just
hey, that was a lot of feelings. That was a lot of things. Let's say it with our whole chest. You know, you like whisper. I think this is a good point for some scream therapy. You know, like that that feels like let it out. Like this is this is a fire tower. It's just like these folks here. And at this point, she's I think talking a little louder. Like I think we just need to scream it out.
yeah, roll me the night move with presence and advantage, because you and T-Bone have had a moment.
Bonding. That's a 12.
About to say, I don't think I need to ask you what you might be afraid of.
Yeah.
Because it looked like a good face.
I mean, if you I'll answer anyway because I
Yeah.
would be afraid that Bigfoot would show up to kidnap all of us when we're screaming.
Oh, it would have been worse than that. Would have been worse, I
Thank you
think.
for pausing before saying something worse because I would have snorted water out my nose.
Maybe perhaps this, because it's a presence roll, I think you could have very easily made the hardcore a bit more hostile, which would not have boded well for all of you. No. Except for maybe Marina, who is getting high with them.
Yeah.
But you suggest scream therapy, and T-Bone is like, yeah, it's not a bad idea, actually. We're already out here. He sort of looks over at... Oh, this is so devious. Okay.
Do it.
We're already out here. And he sort of takes a step away from you and shakes it out. And he walks towards Taya with his intake of breath and looks you right in the eyes, Taya. And then gives you back the shoulder check that you gave him on the stairs as he walks past you to the balcony and lets out a string of obscenities that if I yelled here right now in this building, I'd get a noise complaint about.
Insert yelling here.
Yep. You all can fill in the blank of your own string of obscenities. Don't get in the comments. Don't. Do not. But you can imagine at home.
Make up your best non-obscenity obscenity and put that in the comments.
There you go. As T-Bone lets it rip, and then at the end just sort of slumps over and like hangs his head out there.
Was it Taya's bad shoulder?
No, and it wasn't hard. It was like
just like a.
It was more of for the principle of the thing. So it's your good shoulder.
Okay.
And then yeah, and he stays out there.
I think Violet just kind of says in the quiet afterwards, that's not exactly what I expected.
Oh no.
On your 12 though, on a 12 on the night move, you get an extra benefit or advantage. Keeper narrates on the night move. You now have a bond with T-Bone because you have one of those very talkable faces. And T-Bone will be more readily not only available to you, but helpful to you if you ask him to be, because he trusts you alone out of this group of elderly women from Brindlewood Bay. He fucks with you, so I think your advantage here is that T-Bone is. You guys have shared a lot about principles, and he will be more willing to be a support.
Okay.
Plus, he's getting a tattoo of the Brindlewood Bay Ghost Raven.
Oh yeah, like that's yeah.
But let's cut to Taya. You can do as much as you want before the shoulder check that you would like. Over here in the corner.
That's
all alone.
Crazy. Just there's a lot to consider. Especially because Taya is so, like, I think she keeps looking from like the doorway to like the window of the watchtower. Like any escape is like what she's looking for, and like the camera will be like cutting back and forth as she's like thinking about this. I think she wouldn't. I think she would pull out like a couple like dried flowers from her garden that she keeps in like a little notebook, as she's trying to like really like try to calm down in this situation, because she does want to lash out, and she's like upset that she's feeling a little jealous. She's feeling a little upset that like both Marina and Violet are having a good time with these people that probably know a version of her that she doesn't like. So I think she'd mainly be looking towards the door when she gets shoulder checked at this point.
Yeah. You look towards the door. T-Bone hits you, not hard, just an eye for an eye situation. You got him earlier. He walks by, he screams his bloody little lungs out and hangs out there. And yeah, there's Violet. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Even the smokers pause for a bit to watch this go down. And we'll circle back to you all in a moment. There's two members. One had been playing solitaire, and another had been like writing or like working with a journal of some sort. And the one with the journal now will sort of sheepishly sort of stand up and come lean on the wall next to you, but not in front of you, like kind of side by side, but like not in any sort of aggressive way, just be kind of near you with their notebook. And I don't know if you would know about the Lily of the Valley patch,
Probably
but
not.
this member does have one. She has, she's most noticeably like the biggest goth of the group, while like everyone has their own sort of vibe. Like, this member has like a whitened face and black lipstick and contacts that make her eyes completely black, and has colored in her eyebrows black, and piercings out the wazoo, graying hair, but the tips are still black as if it had been dyed once, but she has since grown it out.
Amazing.
And only a notebook, also black. She sort of opens it, and then you hear the sound of like a page rip. And without looking at you, she just sort of hands it over.
Taya's gonna hesitantly look at it for a second and then kind of grab it a little aggressively. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a drawing, a quick shaded sketch of you standing in this corner with your arms crossed.
I'm gonna crumple it up and throw it on the floor.
They bend down and pick it up and go put it in the trash sack that has been carried up here by the hardcore. Throws it away. Comes back. You hear another page rip, and another piece of paper gets handed to you.
I take it
something else on it.
I take it a little calmer this time, feeling a little bad about doing that. But yeah, I'll take it and look at it.
Yeah, she hands it to you in a way that like the drawing's like on the back, and you've gotten the plain side that just has like the artist sort of handle. You see the name Pom Pom, and a note that says, "Better you to have it than me." You turn it around, and it is a much nicer but still sketch of Grace.
Ooh. Taya like pauses for a second, like considering like throwing this away as well. And then she'll look back at this core member for a second and then just shove it back and say, "Why are you giving this to me?"
I thought I was pretty clear. It does say better you than me on the back. I mean, I wrote that out.
Yeah,
I think it'd be better for you to have it than for me to have it.
You don't even know who I am. How do you think
I
I deserve this picture?
People like to have pictures generally of people they love. But I mean, I can take it if it's that offensive. I can take it back.
I shouldn't have this picture.
It's not about deserving it. Do you want it? Even a small, tiny part of you on the inside? It's too hard to say yes. You can just nod. It's okay.
No, did you know Grace?
Yeah.
What'd she say about me?
I don't know if we've got enough time with the sun in the sky to share it all, but highlights. You were her best love, You were her worst heartbreak. You were really funny, but in a way where sometimes you didn't know how funny you were being because you were being really sincere. That you always felt bad after an argument, even in times where she didn't necessarily feel bad after an argument. And that she hoped that you were happy wherever you ended up. We talked about you a lot at the end of things. She talked about you a lot. So are you happy where you ended up?
I don't know.
No. So you've probably still got some time to figure it out. Also, finders keepers. You're holding it. No gives back. That's what my grandkids do to me. So.
Taya's gonna fold it once and then tuck it into her pocket. I don't. I didn't think Grace thought that about me. Not at the end.
The end of things can always bring a little bit of clarity you don't have at the beginning.
I thought she hated me.
Those things aren't mutually exclusive. You can love someone and have hated them before.
Yeah, I guess that's sort of what Grace and I had. So much up and down. And I feel bad. I tried visiting her. I mean, I went. I stood outside of the hospital. And I told myself I wanted to go in, but I was so scared of what she would think of me and what I would do to her in her last years or her last moments. I was just so scared. And I was there, I swear. I was.
Take a breath.
I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's stupid. It's in the past. And
past is kind of also the present, also the future. Time is irrelevant. If you're thinking about it, you're experiencing it now, which makes it the present.
I think that's stupid.
That's okay. I really, truly, honestly couldn't give two shits about what you think about what I think.
Thank you.
When Grace was very young, school she went to instituted pen pals with a sister school in rural Iowa. And I was her pen pal, which means I've known Grace from preteen years through the end of it. I've read letters about your relationship, her thoughts. I'm going to say something that is going to sound really cliche and incredibly blunt. She looks at, I think she's moved from like standing side by side to sort of starting to look directly at you. You have got to get over yourself. I told you it was cliche and blunt, so stay with me. Don't hurt me. Wallowing over the past present, again, something that we've deemed is a stupid thought, but also isn't, because who judges anyway? If that's where your brain is going to be, you're missing the present future. The things that are happening right now that will be the past to your future's present. It helps if you. It's fine.
No, I think I'm following, sort of. Weird, cryptic lady.
Oh, thank you. I can't say the only person who hasn't forgiven you is you, because I'm pretty sure T-Bone has a grudge, as we've just heard, but T-Bone is in charge of his own feelings and decisions, just like I am for mine and you are for your, and we're all adult human beings who have to be in charge of our own regulation and reconciling our decisions. If you were there, you were there. Gotta not give two shits about what T-Bone thinks, because he's also an idiot, and I'm an idiot, and you're a huge old idiot.
Fair. I just wish I could have told her that I loved her one last time.
You can. At least I think so. Up to you. T-Bone did it his own way, but one of the things that I've sort of ascribed to now in my later years, much to my daughter's chagrin, is that, I don't know, I feel like you can, if the past is also the present, if you're thinking about it and experiencing it in the same time, then simply bring that past person to the present and tell them the things you wish you would have said in the past. Whether that's to another person, whether that's screaming it to the fucking wind, whether that's writing it down. I don't know. You'll have your own way. I like screaming it, but that's because I like being a menace. So that's my suggestion. But if you want to say it, say it. Say it with your words, say it with your actions. Have it in the present, because the past is still here. Make it part of your present for your future's past. It's all a circle.
So confusing. And I don't think you know what you're talking about.
That's okay.
Grace and I left in such a terrible place. And I can't ever take that back, even if I yell into the wind or whatever.
That's true. We can't really change the past. I don't think anyone has invented a time machine yet, though Crank has been trying. But you can forgive the past, even if you can't go back there. And if you're going to keep beating yourself up, well, then you are an adult who regulates your own emotions, and I have no control over you. But once again, I will say, with all the love in my heart that I have for Grace, and for you by extension, get the fuck over yourself. And then she'll try to gingerly hug you, knowing your shoulder is hurt. But if you resist, she won't.
I don't think Taya will move. Actually, no. I think after like a second, she will sort of like lean into the hug, like a like disgruntledly leaning into the hug.
Yeah, I know it's stupid and you hate it.
Her shoulders will tense and then drop a little, and she'll go, "You sound exactly like Grace."
Yeah, she had a tendency of rubbing off on people.
All right.
I'm gonna stop badgering you. If you're gonna throw more paper on the ground, at least have the good decency to put it in the sack over there. I may look young, but I am your age. And she looks at your arm. Use your good arm at least.
Taya's gonna open her jacket with her bad arm and then pull out that picture of oh my gosh, what did we name that thing? The jawbone, the snapdragon. And then hand it off to her and say, this was Grace's favorite plant. I kept it alive as long as I could. But the neighbor ruined it. But I think you should have it.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And
Kind of sucks that we got lilies of the valley. We could have gotten snapdragons. That would have been cooler.
well, I knew Grace on a level that these people would never know. You know?
Ditto. She gives you a little wink as someone who also knows Grace very well. And she'll take that. Come find me later if you want one. And she sort of points to the patch on her because you were there. Marina. As Pom Pom is talking to Taya, and T-Bone has just finished his scream into the void. How are you, Crank and Debris, doing?
I think Marina would have just been like overwhelmed with this whole situation and like an offer for something to let loose. Should have been like, yeah, let me take a little bit and then I'll like go back and like check in on Taya. But like as she's doing this, being like, did I call Taya my friend? Are we friends? What's defined here? And I mean, she's been over and she's done so many lovely things. And I mean, and then she's just like overthinking it. It's like this will help. And this will help clear the thoughts.
Incredible. This is an offer to you because you're not trying to like do a move in this moment.
Mhm.
I'd like to offer you the chance to roll the night move with composure to keep your cool about this situation while you're smoking.
Okay.
You don't have to. This is completely optional. If you fail, you probably will get a condition.
Yeah, let's see what the dice have to say.
Okay. So, as you're sort of thinking about your relationship, what are you afraid of as you light up here?
I think I'm afraid of what happens to real me whenever I partake, which is rare, and becoming just like a useless human being, and now suddenly voicing the paranoia or being completely useless in like trying to comfort her. And
Yeah.
probably needing more somebody to take care of me now.
Very loose lips sink ships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
So we're gonna roll 2d6 plus your composure.
Okay, what's my composure? Oh, okay, I have good composure. Okay. Ooh, I'm just it's a 6, then a 4. Math. 10. 12.
Wow, all right. A 12 on your night move. You're gonna get an extra sort of benefit here as you're lighting it up with Crank and Debris.
Snoop Dogging it over here.
You do not have to worry about spilling the beans. And any sort of paranoia. You're having a good time. You're still very present. This is a very mild strain. It's more like herby and aromatic than it's a vibe. Like you're having a good time. Crank is trying to give you new nicknames, and Debris keeps saying, "Stop! It's not gonna happen. You please give her a break." As she then also takes a hit. So, what brings you all so far from Brindlewood Bay?
Oh, I mean, we we're here for the Bigfoot Festival. I mean, we really wanted to get out of town for just a little while. You know, things have been a bit heavy over in the bay, so you know what better way to, you know, loosen up a bit than a Bigfoot Festival.
Oh, well, things have been a bit heavy. You need to loosen up. And Debris like opens up her jacket. Your extra benefit here is you can have a drug of your choice from Debris. Because she is deemed you're cool enough and she's heard the bay is nuts and everything is tense.
Oh, Octane. Is that what I saw the face and I was like, that face has to be Octane.
So for those of you at home, back before this ever existed, I ran Goodbye Cruel World. Goodbye Cruel World, right? That's the name of it. Also by Michael Van Vliet. Incredible we're bringing this back with Vazni and Megan here, and they made up a drug in that game called Octane, and now we're canonizing it here in this Brindlewood Bay. Because that was the first time you two had played Brindlewood Bay together, right?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah.
Not the first Octane in this game, though.
Yeah, you were on Octane in Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah.
There was Octane in Dead Man's Hand.
And then you tried to do backflip.
Yes.
That's right. You did get Octane the second time, but now we've explained the connection.
Yes.
So Debris opens up her jacket, and she's got a bunch of pockets and stuff. So I need something to sort of take the load off. I would suggest, and she's kind of going through her little shopper's menu. And of course, we can get you some of this all on the house, by the way. Sort of the keep it on the down low. And she goes and covers Crank's ears. Crank seems like this happens a lot, where Crank's ears get covered and then something is said. One of the contracts we sort of take is just helping move packages up and down, you know, delivering mail.
Gotcha.
And so this is, I mean, have you had, and she pulls out something that's clearly labeled Octane. Before?
I personally haven't.
Well,
do you recommend?
One, take a very small amount. Like this should be enough for a little bit. Okay. Two, make sure you have water nearby because it'll dehydrate you. Okay. And three, it'll make everything feel light. Oh. So to get rid of the heavy, you want to feel light. And she'll give it over to you, and you can add Octane to your cozy little place.
I love that.
All right, guys, time for a cozy move.
I think she also gives you like a little bit of the weed you guys are smoking right now. And if that feels like it's too much, of course, like by all means, she'll hook you up with that. But yeah, things have been, I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but Brindlewood Bay is always kind of dreary. I mean, last time I went through, gosh, this was about 2 or 3 months ago, like a guy got shot at a poker tournament.
Oh yeah, we were at that poker tournament. That's last time last time Taya had some of this.
He covers Crank's eyes as if Crank is aware
in her tea, and then just puts it back.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm glad there's someone who knows what they're doing. Yeah, because it wasn't any of you, was it?
Oh no, God no.
Good.
Yeah. No, there have actually been quite a few of tragic instances like that, which is why we just wanted to leave town for a bit and
bring it with you, I guess. I mean, that guy got taken out of his thing, his whole trailer.
You wouldn't say we brought it with us. She's like thinking of all the crystals that she brought, if any of them haven't been cleaned recently.
I mean, no, it's probably just a coincidence. I mean, What's the odds that like you guys are at several bad events and then a man gets abducted at the one thing you go to outside your town, right? Like surely something else has happened in Brindlewood Bay that you weren't involved in.
Like spaces out trying to think of
We see a flashback of like the last 11 episodes.
I'm sure there's been something that we haven't been at. I hope.
It wasn't any of you.
No,
or
no,
fellows, right?
no. I mean, no.
You wouldn't have any reason to. I don't think.
I mean,
Didn't even know.
I've never even seen the kid.
I guess that's true because you're only a judge this year. Huh. Well, you guys have been at your fair share of stuff. What do you think happened?
I mean, there's rumors, of course, here naturally that it was Bigfoot. But I mean, have you been to these events?
Oh yeah. Yep, yeah. And she points to a place in the wooden railing where you could see like she scratched her name, and there's several like tally marks of how many years she's been here and come up and added a new slash to it.
Wow, you're definitely like a veteran around these parts. I mean, you know it better than I do.
We're good at getting up high above the trees.
Yeah.
You're like, and I mean, people are all about Bigfoot. I think it's good fun. It's good to think and believe, and to, he could be out there, sure. I just think like if Bigfoot or Sasquatch was in these parts, would he want to come to a fried food festival full of a bunch of obsessive people who are making a ton of loud noises? He's more of a primal creature, I would imagine. And, there's that cave system. I bet he's down there instead. I also would like for you to roll me the meddling move with presence.
Squatch.
As you press debris for like, you've been a veteran, you've been around here.
That is a cute old. Do I have any? Nope. 5.
A 5. Hold, please. About that point, T-Bone, who's been leaning over the edge, he immediately like jerks back up and turns around, and he's like, there's something out there. And he points, and that interrupts debris from being able to tell you whatever she was going to tell you, as he points down towards the trail that you guys had all taken up, and the sun is setting more and more, where there is rustling, and then a scream pierces the vibe up here, rings out, and is abruptly cut off. The absence of that sound brings the heaviness back up here, as the 3 of you, the hardcore members, have all heard this scream from in the woods. The sun is starting to go below the horizon. T-Bone looks around at everyone. I think it's time we go all together as a big group and make our way back so we can report this. I'm not getting killed by a fucking Bigfoot or whoever. And he looks around for like agreement from everyone else here. Yep, we good to go, everyone? Pack your shit up.
Yeah.
And Marina will whoever's grab whoever of the mavens is closest, and then grab the other and just have them close.
Yeah, we see a montage of debris and Crank getting all of the the weed setup teared down. The solitaire person had just almost finished their game and then had to scrap it all and get it all back in the box. Pom Pom goes and grabs the trash. T-Bone is making sure everything else here is okay. And to start heading down. Now, as you guys are leaving, I don't believe I ever asked the paint the scene question for this space. Because we ended just arriving. So as you guys are leaving, maybe it's a couple of the members, the three of you, and then T-Bone and Debris are like taking up the rear, or one of them and the other one's at the front. Well, Debris at the back, T-Bone at the front.
Okay.
Is it just the three of you and Debris still up here as you guys sort of look back? How can you tell, now that you look back and things have been returned, that someone was using this space to monitor Bigfoot Days?
I mean, first thought is either like a ham radio or a telescope pointed at the event.
I like that.
I was thinking like a bunch of empty like soda cans, like some Diet Pepsi.
Ooh.
Yeah, lots of Diet Pepsi that Pom Pom had been picking up there at the end. Clearly wasn't from the hardcore because it's like an older can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like pictures, but not like their like pictures as they would use for like little like imprints of like the news for it, but like pictures like through the trees of like the
surveillance photos.
Yeah, like surveillance photos of some of the top contenders and or the important.
Yeah. I think maybe as like things are getting picked up and put away, maybe Marina, you see that like in between, like, you know, they're like shuffling books and things like that, some of these photos. I think there is a telescope absolutely pointed right at the event, though the lens is cracked on it. And then a bunch of old cans. Clearly no one here was drinking Diet Pepsi when you guys were up here. But you are being shuffled out. Debris, like, all right, and you guys made it up okay, and now it's a little bit darker, so just make sure you go at your own pace, and we'll all make it down and back to the festival. I am so high. Is anyone hungry? Do you have like a hard candy in you, or no one?
Did you say a hard candy?
Yeah, like
Oh
even
yeah, hold on. And Violet will go to her backpack and pull out like she opens like one of the medium-sized pockets and rummages around for a minute and pulls out an entire bag of like the Werther's caramels.
Incredible. Debris takes the entire bag and puts
I have a
three of them into her mouth and
Yeah.
just babies it as you guys head down the stairs.
Yeah, I think Taya is gonna reunite with her friends as they're like getting shuffled down the stairs, and just like hold on to them really tight and say, "Hey, sorry about everything going on up there."
Hey, it's all good. Are you good?
Are you okay? Like kind of like touch her shoulder and
I think I will. Yeah, I want to tell you guys all about Grace.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
At your own time, of course.
Also, what is up with T-Bone? Why did he yell like that? That was crazy.
I'll put the biggest rock in his shoe, I swear. And then I'll like a specifically like pointy crystal. It's like this one straight in his shoe.
I think it sounded like, listen, also just for clarity, I'm on your side in all of this, but I think seeing you brought a lot of feelings, and I might have advised him. I didn't know he was going to shoulder check you, but I might have told him to go scream it out, and he did.
It's okay. I think I kind of deserved it. I really shouldn't have lashed out like that either.
I mean, yeah.
Debris nods as you guys are going down, and she's just following behind, listening to this
Okay,
conversation.
well,
Yeah,
you weren't there, okay?
I wasn't. Let's. T-Bone is like yelling for people to get down the stairs
Like
as you guys
staring
are.
daggers at him, trying to
I think
figure out how I'm gonna put this crystal in his shoe.
yeah.
um, yeah, Taya's gonna like much lighter now and laughing. She'll take Marina's hand with the crystal and give it a little kiss. And then just keep heading down.
Just looks super grumpy.
Violet's like looking back and forth, doing a like.
You guys make it to the base, where T-Bone has sort of grouped up people so that there's, just like one person is left alone in this order, heading back. But it is dark, and because now you're at ground level, you're not getting the sun at the tops of the trees. We're going to do just a general night move with vitality as you hike the hour back to camp. And then after that, we'll see if you guys want to do anything here.
Okay.
10?
A 10 is a success.
11.
11 is a success.
Hold on. Yeah, a 9.
A 9 is a mixed success. And with the night move, there's a complication or cost. As you guys are out here moving quickly. Well, first let me ask you, Violet, out here in the woods as the sun is setting and the cold air is coming in, what are you afraid of?
I mean, I think at this point they hiked out there, and then hiked up the stairs. And I think, like Violet's knees are not what they used to be. Like she still hikes, but like doing all those stairs. I gotta say, on principle of the game, being snatched by Bigfoot, somebody just screamed. Like I think that's
Yeah.
a viable. Somebody got snatched by Bigfoot. Why Violet could be next.
Yeah. A complication or a cost to you continuing to move with the group. It's not a full failure, so you're not going to get snatched yet. But a complication or cost, I do think, is that you are going to pick up a physical condition in relation to having to kind of huff it out of there after all of this physical activity. Would you give yourself the condition gassed?
Yeah.
Cool. There are rustles in the trees all along the way. Different creatures moving now in the twilight. Whether they're big or small is up to your imagination, really, at this point, and how you interpret these sounds. Crank has taken to just babbling, to have something else periodically. Debris says to knock it off, or like at least make it something interesting. To which Pom Pom then gets on Debris about it, and then T-Bone gets on all the three of them to focus up. And the one who had been playing solitaire has just been silent the entire time. As you guys make your way back, no more blood-curdling screams on your way. But it is dangerous out here nonetheless. In your hour, you have to step over overturned trees. Every once in a while, an animal darts through the path, shocking the group. You hear T-Bone let out even more obscenities every time he gets spooked, already being rattled from earlier trauma processing, to be fully present here, trying to lead his family and friends back to Bigfoot Days. We are closing in on the end of our night, but I would be remiss if I didn't give you a chance to try to meddle on your way back.
What do we want to do?
Yeah.
We've got a lot of people around you right now.
Part of me wonders, Violet's already struggling to keep up a little bit. Maybe as she kind of falls, I assume naturally to the back of the pack. But thinking we're not that far from camp. Maybe we could maybe there's something out here in the woods to find. Like that scream wasn't that far away.
Okay. So you're already at the back of the pack. I don't think you need to roll to convince people you're gassed. I think it's clear to the...
Authentic.
Yeah, I think Debris is the one that's back here, just like the de facto caboose of the train. And Marina and Taya, what are you guys doing?
I think I'd be trying to like keep tight with everyone. So if I see that Violet's going somewhere, I'm going somewhere too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Taya would want to stay back with Violet to make sure that she's safe, and also to help her along if needed with her one good arm.
Debris behind the three of you is like, is there just, I mean, we don't know how dangerous it really could be. Is there any way we can move quicker? I don't want to hurry you, but I do want to hurry you, you know, because of the whole abduction thing and then the scream and these are really good, by the way. And she puts another butterscotch candy into her mouth.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, you go ahead, we'll be right here. I just my knees are not what they used to be. Yeah.
I mean, I can't leave you guys.
We're not gonna leave us.
And we're all together anyway.
Yeah, busted arm over here, busted knees, and high as a kite. We're quite the crew.
What?
You're making high right now? I could do a backflip.
Please
I
don't.
cannot do a backflip.
Who's rolling the move to convince her to go? A night move with presence.
Oh no! Oh, I got beaten at my own game.
Just to send her a little up the road, it sounds like.
I know, but
what are you afraid of will happen if you fail?
I mean, she's got 3 conditions, so she just gets snatched and be gone and dead, and like, even if I yeah.
Oh, the woods. We love being in the woods.
Only good things happen in the woods.
Yeah.
To this crew.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's more of a real life Megan fear of she's got all 3 conditions locked up, and I've rolled well earlier tonight, so this is not gonna go well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh no. Not a good face.
I want to take a picture of that.
Oh gosh.
Oh
That's
no.
12.
That is 3. Is that 3 12s now?
I think
This game so far for sure.
Yeah, well, I was like, is it 4? I think the other one might have been an 11, but like, holy
Wow.
shit.
Wow.
A 12 on your night move. Well, how do you really sell it to Debris that the 3 of you are capable?
I think she looks her in the eye and says, look, I appreciate the offer to help. I just need a minute and my friends have got me, and I've spent years in the woods. Like, I have an entire backpack. I have treats and water and everything for like an army. There is a small tent that if we really needed to, we could camp here.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean,
But-
I don't want to, but like, we can handle this. I just need a minute to catch my breath. We will be right behind you. Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Would you put your now canonized tent into your cozy little place?
Yes.
Nice.
10.
Incredible. She goes, well, I'll go up a little bit and see if I can get service, and we'll see if we can get that guy with the gator here at least, and drive you all back. But
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm gonna stay within earshot, so holler if you need me, okay?
I can scream so loud.
I don't doubt it. And she'll jog to catch up with Pom Pom, Crank, and T-Bone.
Finally. Taya's gonna, as she like leaves, Taya's just gonna try to use her bat arm and wrap her arms around her friends and hug them so tight, and just be like, that was crazy. Thank you guys so much for everything. Seriously.
Anytime.
It's nothing.
Yeah. And we can still beat up T-Bone if
Yeah.
you want.
Nah, he's got his own feelings and I've got mine, and maybe we'll shoulder check each other on the way out or something. It's
Sounds
okay.
like a good move.
Yeah.
Still getting this in the shoe, I swear.
I can't wait to see that. And you're high right now? Wait, what?
I got a little high, and I also got this familiar, and then like I'll show the octane.
Oh my god, when we get back to the camper, you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
And she told me like the doses and everything, so this time it's not going to be like last time.
Yeah, because I definitely had way too much. That was crazy.
yeah. Well, I think it'd go great with the wine coolers back there. Like, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Twig snap.
Taya's gonna look and slowly approach.
Damn.
All right, roll me the meddling move with composure.
Oh, composure. Okay, I got this. Sick. 12.
Oh my god.
12.
This is the redemption episode from last episode.
I got a 2 last time. This is rolling 12s.
Holy fuck.
Okay.
This is
You
crazy.
get on a 12, because we have no void mystery going on right now. You can either, and there's not really, because it's not
Friends with Bigfoot.
no.
Just saying.
Don't feed me something. I'm vulnerable. Hold on. On your 12, we're gonna find 2 things. I'm giving you 2 clues.
Yeah.
You step forward, you steel yourself after a horrible afternoon, exhausted. You're still shot the F up. What other conditions do you have here? Hold on. You shot the F up, you are riled up, and you still are, from previous mystery, an alleged killer. And these things steal you after just a twinge of healing earlier at the hands of Pom Pom, and you get over yourself for a moment and step forward. With the twig snap, as you look forward, you find in the mud with your little phone flashlight enormous footprints.
Ooh. Cool.
And up ahead, through the trees, rustling, as a Sasquatch-like figure retreats further into the darkness.
Whoa. Hey guys, you guys should get over here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like shine my phone flashlight very dramatically, like shoo.
You guys see the footprint, but by the time the flashlight comes up to the trees where you had seen the Sasquatch-like figure, Taya, it is no longer there.
What did these footprints come from? What are you?
Jesus, they're huge, and like puts my phone above the huge footprint.
So small. I don't know. I saw like this big Sasquatch like figure up in the trees. Maybe from that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Violet whips out her phone and tries to get the video on and is like, okay, well, I have my video on, so we're safe because nobody's ever gotten clear video of him.
That's true.
At that point, you guys start to hear tires on the road. It will end with Alexander Hurst Craven III and his gator Debris riding shotgun heading your way.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Well, as it is below, is below with you. We're gonna go cool off from this episode. You can go through the same. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. We'll be back next week to decide if Sasquatch is real. Find out.
Tell us what you think. Get in the comments.
Get in the
Get in the comments.
Please, we're practically begging you. Get in the comments.
Please.
Please.